Hey guys, welcome to Juicy Tea, where I read out the best stories on Reddit, so you don't have to. The funny, shocking, and satisfyingly juicy. Today is Bridezilla Saturday, with the craziest wedding stories from across Reddit. Am I the a-hole for bringing my new girlfriend to my friend's wedding? Our first post comes from the Am I the a-hole subreddit, posted by ConsciousPush6185. My friend Josh got married to his partner of 7 years, Emily, this past weekend. On the invitation, it stated that a +1 was allowed. I've been single for most of the time, but 1 month ago, I got with a girl, Chrissy, who I've known for years. Chrissy used to date Josh off and on in high school and early college, until Josh broke things off with her and got with Emily. Due to different circumstances, Josh doesn't even want to hear about Chrissy. Well, better invite her to his wedding then. I thought that after so many years have passed and we're all matured and grown, there'd be no issues. He hasn't talked to her in 7 years, but I kept minimal contact to the point where we reconnected as friends a few months ago, and then we started dating. Assuming there was no issue, since Chrissy seemed chill with being invited as my +1, I brought her. I didn't think I'd have to notify anyone for this. Why? You just said that Josh doesn't even want to hear about Chrissy. They went on to say, but you'd assume there'd be no issues. Come on, man. Emily and Josh didn't see her at first, but Emily spotted Chrissy once the ceremony was over, and she froze. I could tell she was mad, but tried to play it cool because of the wedding. I knew then that it would be an issue. Really? This was your first clue? Before I even arrived at reception, Josh called me while I was parking and told me what the hell was I thinking, and that Chrissy needs to go home now. I tried to reason with him, saying I can't just send Chrissy home because her house is more than an hour's drive from the venue. I tried explaining it's been 7 years. If he's mature and really over her, he'd be okay with me bringing her. After all, he just got married. He can't be mad that I brought his ex from over 7 years ago. He started screaming at me about how it's the principal, you a-hole. The principal. I'm over her. Of course that doesn't mean you can just bring her around. It's the principal. Emily is upset because of you and her. Send her home now. I ended up calling Chrissy an Uber, which I paid for. Chrissy was mad at me for giving up so easily and also thinks I'm a weak a-hole. Yeah, she's mad because she wanted to cause issues. Down in the comments, FewMushroom7496 says, why would you invite your friend's ex-girlfriend to his wedding, let alone date her? That's very awkward. You shouldn't have assumed it would be okay. Chrissy thinking you're weird for that is a red flag. Her ex and his wife don't want her at his wedding. Why'd she ask you to take her in the first place, by the way? KDeli99 says, I can't believe she even wanted to go to the wedding in the first place. That would have been a hard pass for me. Then FewMushrooms replies, that's what's making me side-eye her, especially when she got mad when she was asked to leave and he didn't do anything. She's probably jealous and this was her way to intrude on her ex's happiness. DWhiskey76 adds, this, and the intrusion starting by hooking up with OP. With her behaviour surrounding this entire situation, there's zero doubt in my mind that OP's being used. The ex is nowhere near over OP's friend, and is only with OP, 1, to get under her ex's skin, and 2, to have access to her ex on occasion due to his friendship with OP. All the Pretty Penguin says, let's make some popcorn and watch how long Chrissy stays with OP now that the wedding is over and the poop has properly been stirred. My brother slept with and ran off with my ex, and now wants an invite to my wedding, getting my parents uninvited in the process. Our next story comes from the Entitled People subreddit, posted by a throwaway account. I24 Male wasn't even going to make a post about this, but my brother, who I'll call Turk25 Male, made 4 posts about it, so I thought I should share my side of the story. For the sake of simplicity, I'll use the same names he did. My fiancée is Maria, 24 female, and my ex is Jen, 24 female. 5 years ago, my brother started dating Maria, my now fiancée. 3 months after they started dating, they set me up with her now ex best friend Jen. The 4 of us did a lot together since the girls were best friends. Turk and Maria dated for a year, and Jen and I dated for 9 months. At the end of our relationship, I came home early and found Turk and Jen having sex in my bed. After I processed the situation, I called Maria because I'd want to know if I was in her place. She came over and we confronted Turk and Jen. They dumped us, and I found out 2 days later they started dating each other. It broke me. I came home to find my brother effing my girlfriend, only to run off with her. I had to move back in with my parents. It was infuriating, because they kept talking about how happy Jen and Turk were. Wow, that is toxic. Throughout the next couple of months, Maria and I started talking. We were two people in similar bad situations, and we found some comfort in each other. 4 months after we got dumped, Maria and I officially started dating. 6 months after we got dumped, Turk found out that Jen was cheating on him, and she left him for the other guy. I actually only found this out today from reading Turk's post. Maria would occasionally get a message from Turk trying to reconnect, but she'd ignore him. Anyway, moving on to now, Maria and I are engaged and getting married in September. My parents were invited until my mum called me and threatened not to come if I didn't invite Turk. I told her not to bother coming regardless. In my mother's eyes, Turk can do no wrong. When he effed and started dating my ex, I told my parents everything he did, and my mum tried defending him. How do you even defend that? Oh, he probably just slipped in a banana peel and ended up inside your girlfriend. Accidents happen. Our relationship isn't great, but it was somewhat decent. After I uninvited my parents, I only uninvited mum, but dad texted me saying he wasn't coming if mum isn't. Turk blew up my phone, trying to get hold of me. This is the first time he's even tried reaching out to me in 4 years. Like I said before, Turk posted about this situation here on Reddit. Apparently, my parents told him that Maria and I were getting married, and that's what started this whole thing of them getting uninvited. He stopped calling me, but now he's blowing up my phone with texts begging me to re-invite my parents and possibly give him an invite. He's so gonna rock up at the wedding and try and win back his ex or some BS. So yeah, I just want to get my side out there. Down in the comments, Katana1369 says, "Dear God, you expected the person you cheated on to take your cheating ass back, and you're shocked to discover that your brother doesn't want your cheating ass at his wedding. Go figure." Am I the a-hole for taking potatoes off a guy's plate at a wedding? Our next post comes from the Am I the a-hole subreddit. Posted by Gullible Nose 9502. I just got back from a friend's wedding in Mexico. It was a fancy all-inclusive. Everyone mostly did their own thing, with only a few group events planned, other than the wedding and the reception obviously. One of the group activities was a dinner at one of the restaurants that required a reservation. It was beautiful, and the service was fantastic. One hiccup: the best man did not want potatoes. He wasn't allergic, potatoes didn't take out his parents in a dark alley, and he hasn't sworn to avenge them, as far as I know anyways. I speak Spanish, and after he asked me, I asked the waiter to please not serve him potatoes. Well, you know where this is going. He was maliciously served potatoes, and he would not shut up about it. He pointed out to everyone at our table that he'd been served the starchy tuber against his will. Other tables were watching him and listening to him getting upset about the potatoes. He ate the rest of his meal, but would not drop the potatoes. I couldn't take it anymore. I reached over and grabbed the potatoes with my hand and put them on my plate. And then I ate them. He just sat there stunned. Then he got up and went to his suite. He avoided me the rest of the time there, but made sure to tell everyone what an a-hole I was and how unladylike my behavior was. I just wanted him to shut the F up about the potatoes. My friend wants me to apologize for causing drama. But isn't that exactly what he wanted? You saved him from the horrific potato intrusion on his plate. Down in the comments, Anxious Marketing 525 says, "He's got some kind of chip on his shoulder about potatoes, doesn't he?" Am I the a-hole for refusing to send out wedding photos until payment is made in full? Posted by Bell910. I, 24 female, did a last minute favour for a friend of mine. Backstory: I love doing photography, always have, always will. While I was out with my friends, I was unexpectedly called by my friend. I don't usually get a call from him, so when I saw he was calling, I answered and asked if everything was okay. He explained the situation, about how the previous photographer dropped out last minute, 6 PM the night before the wedding, and asked me to help, agreeing to pay me by a certain date. I agreed and travelled 4 hours with my camera and laptop to this wedding to take photos for the bride and groom. Today, I found out that I'm not being paid till much later in the month, if not next month. So I sat and had a think about it and came to the conclusion that I wouldn't be sending any photos until the payment was made. I explained this to my friend and he was unaware of a date being set for the payment, only the amount, until I showed him that part of our conversation. So now I've been called an a-hole for refusing to send any photos over until the payment has been made in full by the given date. But everyone's already been using my photos quite happily for profile pictures and cover photos from the few I'd already sent over. Not to mention, I'd already been hounded by people for said photos as they need them ASAP. I feel like the whole situation is about to put a divide between me and my friend when I don't want it to. Am I the a-hole for refusing to send any more photos until the payment has been made in full, or am I overreacting? If you send those photos, you will never get paid for them. Remember, I post new content every day, so subscribe for more juicy tea.